What are 10 things that you should not be doing in an interview? Well, in this video, I'm going to go over those things. And whether you're a new candidate who is just brand new to interviewing, video interviewing, face to face interviews, or if you're a candidate who has just been out of the game for a while and you just need that refresher course, this video is for you. If we haven't met, I'm Jeremy Nichols. I'm a hospitality headhunter and recruiter. I've been in this industry for over 20 years. Let's jump into it. So you clicked on this video to see those 10 things that you should not be doing in an interview. Again, like I said in the intro, this could be a great video for someone who's been out of the game for a while and you just need that refresher course. Maybe you've been in the game and you just want to make sure that you're not doing these things. This video is great for those candidates who are just brand new to interviewing and just want to see these tips. They could be used for video interviewing and they can be used for face-to-face, and I'll elaborate on those as we go through. But before we get into it, please like this video, hit the subscribe button, and ring that notification bell for weekly updates. I'll be updating this channel every single week for candidates and recruiters as we navigate this hiring market. Tip number 1, do your research. Know about the company. If you are going to a face-to-face interview and if it's possible, make sure you swing by and check out the place. If it's a restaurant, hotel, country club, peek in, take a look. If you can't go in there and there's a reason why you can't show up and check out that place that you're applying to, then do your research online and make sure you know about the company. Most of the time, you can check out online any news or updates, some fun facts or some charity events that the company has done recently, just to have it in your arsenal in the interview. And if it feels natural when you're interviewing with that hiring manager, maybe bring it up and casually talk about it just so they know you have done your research and you're enthusiastic about the role. Tip number 2, don't be late. Come on. I mean, this goes for both video and face-to-face interviews. If it's a face-to-face interview, make sure you just check out where the property is, where the location is, where the office is. Just do your research on your phone. Try to make sure that your arrival is at least 15 minutes early so you can hang out in your car, on your phone, waiting until you walk up into that office. And if it's a video interview, just sign in early. A lot of these rooms have meeting rooms, or most of the time the moderator won't even be on. So if you do sign in 5 minutes early, it's not a problem. You're not going to feel uncomfortable jumping into an early conversation. They will just jump in at that scheduled time and voila, you'll be there and you'll be early. So again, be early to the interview. Tip number 3, don't show up too early. That just might look like you're a little too eager. You might have too much time on your hands and you might look a little desperate to the hiring manager. I get it. You're excited. That's great. I love it. But do not show up too early. If you get to the property or the office or the restaurant or wherever you're interviewing an hour early, that's great, but just do not go inside. You have your phone, maybe watch a movie, maybe go to a coffee shop, read a book, whatever it is, and then just get into that place for your interview 10 minutes, 5 minutes early. Tip number 4, do not forget your resume. I know you might be assuming that the recruiter and the hiring manager have it, and more than likely they do. But if you're going to a video interview, right, make sure that you have emailed them your resume so they can reference it. If you're in a face-to-face interview, bring hard copies. Bring 2 hard copies, just so it shows that you are prepared, you're organized, and in case they don't have it, you have it for them. Tip number 5, do not talk bad about your previous job or your previous employer. Now, I know that many of you who have been in the game for a while might have some really bad examples, some bad ex-bosses, and when their name comes up or when that company comes up, you just can't hold it in. Well, you have to, okay? If there is something that you can't say positive about that boss, just make sure you remain neutral and think about something that you've learned from the situation. There's always a way to craft your answers where you're not being negative. So do not talk negative about a previous boss or previous position. My next tip is do not lack that enthusiasm. Hiring managers and recruiters always talk about how they want that passion, that excitement, that enthusiastic candidate. It is the soft skill that almost all employers are looking for. If you are naturally not a extroverted person and you're pretty much an introvert, that's okay. Just be very aware during the interview. Sit up straight, make that eye contact, and make sure you're smiling as much as possible. Now, don't overdo it, but just be aware of it and let it come out naturally. It is something that we are all looking for. And when companies talk about cultural fit, you better believe that passion for the position or enthusiasm is 9 out of 10 times on that list. My next tip is do not forget to ask questions. Bring your questions. Always have questions. I talk about this all the time. I have several videos that dive deeper into interviews, and I'll post one of them right here for you to check out later, and where I'll dig in a lot more on bringing up questions. But look, if it's the first interview, you should 100% have at least 10 questions jotted down and cover at least 3 of them at the end. If you have gone through the process with the same company and you're at your 4th interview and you feel like everything's been asked already, chances are they might have been, but bring up just a couple more just because it makes you look prepared, organized, and that you're just excited about the opportunity. So do not forget to bring questions. In fact, I always like it when I see candidates with an iPad or a notebook with the questions already written down. So don't feel like it's unprofessional to bring that. If it's in a video interview, you can have them sitting down in front of you. And if it's in a face-to-face, you can definitely just bring them out and refer to them. My next tip, this is the one that I do all the time. I talk too much. Do not talk too much. Pay attention to that, all right? If you are someone who feels awkward during that silence or that awkward silence in an interview or in a meeting, if you're that person who's the wallflower at those networking events and when you're sitting in front of somebody, you can't think of something to say and you just ramble, just be very aware of that. And if that happens, just make sure that you're getting to the point. A little small talk and a little chit chat is fine. It shows your personality. But again, if you feel like you're rambling on more than 3 minutes and the interviewer is not making it a conversation and it's all you, then we have a problem. So again, pay attention to talking too much. My next tip on what not to do in an interview is keeping your cell phone on. Turn off your cell phone. You do not want it to vibrate in your pocket, to ring, to buzz, to give a notification ping, whatever the distraction is, it's a distraction. Turn off your cell phone. Video interview, face-to-face interview, it doesn't matter. This is a must. And my final tip is do not lie. Why would I lie? You're probably asking, like, why would I lie in an interview? Well, that word sounds pretty harsh, but what I mean is whatever's on your resume is factual. Stick to your resume. Do not try to tweak or contort yourself into someone you're not in the interview. It will catch up to you. So be honest when they ask you questions. If you do not know the answer, simply tell them that you don't understand the question or you just do not know. Because if you try to fib and move yourself around or lie or whatever you want to call it, the hiring manager and the recruiter will eventually find out. If it's not in the interview, it'd be even worse if you were to be brought on, hired, and then they find out during your first week. So those are my tips on things not to do in an interview. This was a fun, quick recap of things for that entry-level candidate. Again, if you've been in the game for a while and you just watched the video to see if you're not doing these things, and that's great too. And if you've been out of the interview game for a while and you're just brand new on the scene, well, this is a good refresher course. So I hope this video helped. If you have any questions or comments on this video, please put them in the comments section below. And if you have any questions or comments, you want to send me a personalized message, you can email me at jeremy@geckohospitality.com. I get back to every single comment that are on these videos. And it is my hope that these videos have helped you in your career search. And I hope you all have a great and successful week. Till next time, see you later.